Tuesday. I was gonna come on yesterday, but my little guy, my oldest baby, oh my God, he's gonna be 10 soon. He was homesick. So I'm just like, well, such is life, say lovey, or these working mom, right? For those of you that do not know me, my name is Brittany Budd. I am the queen of content, helping female entrepreneurs get rich with their content, get fully booked, go viral, all that amazing good stuff. We do that all organically by being amazing. Duh. Okay, so really quick, my lip. Let's take a moment for the lip flip. It's day 4. I had it on Friday. No one seems to notice the difference but me, but that's fine. Can't drink from a straw, can barely drink from a cup. It is such a weird feeling, but I do feel like there's a difference in my lip. Like I feel like it's just a little bit fuller, especially if I smile. Like your top lip just doesn't vanish as much. Okay, anyway, this one's going to be really quick because on Thursday, our contractors are coming to finish up the last finishing touches of our siding, which we're still waiting on what they're going to do with our pillar that holds our roof up. But anyway, they have to move the power meter off of our house in order to side underneath it. So the power company is coming and they are cutting my power for the entire day on Thursday. And so I have my membership call in like 15 minutes. If you're not in the 10K formula, go get in right now, brittanybudd.com/10K formula inner circle and join our call because why wouldn't you? It's going to be amazing. They're all amazing. But we're talking about like, how do I stand out? Like we hear this all the time, like, oh, well, you just have to stand out. Just stand out. Just be different, stand out. Like I say it all the time, like stand out, command the spotlight, like you deserve it. All eyes on me. Be so good they cannot ignore you. Stop the scroll, all of that good stuff. And that is kind of fluffy if you don't know what you're saying. Nobody wakes up and opens their phone or opens their computer and goes, how can I blend in as much as possible today? I don't think anyone is consciously saying that when they're creating their content. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. But I've yet to find a person who's like, yeah, you know what? I just want to like blend in, like melt into the walls. I don't want anyone to see me or notice me. We're all out here trying to sound different. And it's hard because so many people sound the exact fucking same. I was saying to the membership last week how I was feeding ChatGPT, like I'm creating my own bot to be a social media manager for me because like I love content creation. If I can make it make spreadsheets and stuff for me, of course I'm going to. Like, why wouldn't I have it as my little helper? Um, and so I was like feeding it my content. And sometimes it's really easy, even for me as the queen of content. I've seen successes. It's still easy for me to look at other people who are very different in their delivery of their content and go, oh man, like they sound cooler or smarter or better than me because I like swearing and being silly and they're completely like poised and polished and like they're so different. And as I was feeding my new robot, my new friend here, my content and having it analyze like what's my tone, what's my brand voice, what's my structure, what's my positioning, how do I come across? And it was like you come across authentic and intelligent and like the go-to person, but you're friendly and it's like talking to a best friend when people read your posts and like you use humor and you do this and you do that. And I was just like, whoa, yeah, like I kind of needed that reminder that some of these people that sound way different than me, that I think sound better than me, they all sound the same. And that's why I'm attracted to that because they all sound exactly the same in the way that they deliver. And I'm different. And so in my mind, I was like, oh, I'm different. So I'm weird. Something must be wrong with me. And that's just not the case. I'm different. And sometimes we forget to own our differences. Not that I was trying to sound like those people, but every once in a while, your brain is kind of dick. And it's like you are doing things wrong when you're not. You're being yourself and you're being amazing. And so like number one, have ChatGPT do that for you. It's so easy. You just like feed it some of your content and you ask it to analyze it for you. I was thinking this morning, maybe I would do a class on that, like teaching how to use, like I did the GTP class last year, just like how to use it. And now I'm kind of like, should I do like a little class on like how to like the 2.0 version, like how do I like really like optimize and maximize this amazing tool that we have to create more content and like make it sound more like me and teach it what I want and like really like train it. You don't even have to train your own bot. Like the free version you can train. It's just like every time you leave, it's going to forget unless you want to add on to the new chat. And I never do. I like a new chat every time. Anyway, like let me know in the comments if that's something that you think that you'd like me to do. It would be like super cheap or even free and just like very hands-on. You guys know how I love to be hands-on. I'll just like grab someone out of the audience and like do it for them because I love doing that for people and then getting it to be like a social media manager for you. Anyway, so I have some tips that I have to remind myself. So I'm just going to say them out loud for all of you. My number one tip, and I've been quoted in many magazines saying this, in many presentations, as a speaker, in my content. Sometimes we need to be reminded, unfollow everyone. Like, do a 30-day snooze action on anyone in your niche and anyone that makes you feel shitty about yourself. They don't have to be in their niche to make you feel bad. Sometimes just like business coaches can make you feel bad, even if you're not a business coach. If you have people in your audience that you are following closely and they just happen to always end up on your feed every day and reading their posts does the opposite of what their intention is, which their intention, of course, is not to make you feel bad. Their intention is to be inspiring and be motivating and like paint the picture, paint the vision, and show you what's available to you. Sometimes that's just not the energy and the headspace that you're in, though. Sometimes we just cannot see that for what it is. And there's nothing wrong with you if you're feeling like, man, every time I see her, I feel bad about myself. Like, we're not going to gaslight here. We're not going to be like, oh, you need to do some like inner shadow healing, like that, like that's a you problem. Yeah, that is a you problem, but that doesn't mean you have to still be subjecting yourself to it. Unfollow those heifers, okay? It's fine. It's fine if you unfollow them. It's fine if you unfriend them. It's fine if you block them. It's fine if you snooze them for 30 days, but get other people's voices out of your head. Because that's like the main thing that stumbles people, it gets them to trip and fall, is that we're consuming. Everything you consume, from watching this video right now to the posts that you read throughout the day, to the podcasts you listen to, the music you listen to, the TV shows that you watch, are all affecting your mental health and your brain in some capacity. So like I'm really careful about what I watch. I cannot watch, I used to love like friend of mine's SVU, like fuck, I can't watch that shit anymore at all. It's way too like upsetting for me and triggering for me. But even songs, like what songs are you allowing into your brain? Because all of that stuff, like I saw a TikTok a couple of months ago and it was saying like every time you write something, like spelling is creating spells. So everything you say, like you are writing things into existence, you are speaking things into existence, you are thinking things into existence, and it's like magic. Interesting concept, whatever. But it does impact us. It impacts our thinking, the way we show up, the things we say, our relationships, everything under the sun. What we consume impacts us. And so if you're consuming someone that you used to really love and be inspired by, and now it's bothering you, snooze it, get it out of your mind. Like give yourself the space to have just one voice in your head, and that one voice should be yours. Okay. So number one, we're getting rid of everybody. Number two, we're putting notifications off. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, turn the notifications off on your phone. Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, TikTok, email, all of it. Turn your notifications off. We live in a society where like every little buzz, every little ding is like, oh my God, what is it? Is it news? Is it a client? Did someone pay me? Is someone messaging me about paying me? Oh my God. You don't need to be at the beck and call of every single person in your life. Like, obviously, I keep my phone, like the ringing part, and my text notifications on, but everything else that has to do with my business is off. And I just check a couple of times a day so that I'm very intentional about my usage. Again, so I'm reducing the voices in my head and focusing more on my own voice. So if I want to post something, I go in and I post. If I'm going to go and engage, I'm going in and engaging. And I'm really reducing my time scrolling for the sake of scrolling and not like accomplishing anything. Number three, go do something creative. Okay. As women, and I know there are men here, I love you, men. I don't know how your brains work as well as I know women's brains. As women, we desire creativity outlets. And for most of us, we don't have it. We do not schedule time to be creative in our lives at all, ever. Like when? And for some of you, you're like, hey, my business is my creative outlet. That's awesome. You need something that you're not monetizing. I don't know if you guys remember last year, I was doing like alcohol inks and I was like, oh, look at these like paintings I made. And people were trying to buy them. And I was like, oh my God, like another thing that I can monetize. And it's just like, why do we have to monetize everything? Like, don't. If you remember in December, I was like, I'm going to do a creative project every month. I'm just going to take up a new creative hobby. This is for my mental health, of course, my ADHD, of course, but it's another outlet that like quiets the noise in my brain so that I am like relaxed. I'm moving. Like maybe you want to dance. Maybe you want to go to the gym. Maybe you want to paint. Maybe you want to write a story. Maybe you want to draw a picture. Maybe you want to sew. Like, I don't know what you want to do. I'm doing lots of things. This month I'm doing like a embroidery cross stitchy thing. I'll show you. I'll show you it later. I don't have it. It's not near here. Um, but like we need to have those alternative outlets and hobbies for our minds so that we are open to having creativity and like new thoughts, new ideas, new pieces of content, new programs, new offers, all these new fun things. We need to create openness for those things to like come into our minds and into our being. Number four, you want to rest. Like rest is an income producing activity. I said that in Goss magazine. They made a word graphic for it and like plastered it all over their social media. Like rest is an income producing activity. It's hard. Having your notifications off and scheduling time for creativity certainly makes it easier. Like schedule some time in your life to be restful, to do nothing, watch TV, read a book, play video games, something that doesn't require you to be like on the ball all of the time. Okay. And again, it's one of those things where when we're unplugged, when we're swimming, when we're at the beach, or we're at a theme park or bowling or whatever with our families, that's always the time that we're like, oh my God, I have all these ideas. Yeah, of course you do, because you block the noise and you just focus on being present and in the moment, doing things that you enjoy doing and that are good for your soul. That's when all of the downloads started happening. All of those intuitive hits just started blasting you in the face because you had space for that to happen. Okay. And then, like, number five, show up from that energy. Like, lead with your creativity, lead with your inspiration that's coming from within you, lead with your fun ideas, lead with your own thoughts. And I know you're thinking, oh my God, I can't. Like, I need to scroll. I need inspiration. I need motivation. No, you don't. Give yourself a couple of days where you just don't consume anything and see the ideas that come up. Scribble them down, put them in your notes app, voice memo them to yourself, whatever you need to do. And then start leading from those places, because that's when you stand out. That's when we can see you shining through all of the noise, because you're breaking through the noise, because you're not consuming the noise. The noise isn't part of the voices in your head. Okay. 5 very simple tips, my friends, to stand out and like really showcase who you are and what you do and what makes you special and what makes you unique and what makes you brilliant and why people should throw their money at you. Right? Okay. I hope you found that valuable. Again, if you're not in the membership, join. It's $250 a month. You get on-demand trainings, which we are re-recording because we're moving to a new platform this quarter. But they're still good. They're still good in there. On-demand core trainings on how to hit your first 10K a month and then consistently keep hitting those. So we're talking about audience building with the right people, not for vanity metrics. We're talking about content creation. We're talking about offer creation. We're talking about conversion events. We're talking about pricing and structure of your offers. We're talking about nurturing your audience, giving value, putting money in your value bank, and like making offers, having sales conversations. There's a workbook in there. There's tons of bonuses and PDFs and checklists and templates, including things like contracts so that you are protected and your client is protected. All kinds of things. There are workshops on podcasting, being a guest on podcasts, how to start your own podcast, all the things that you want in your business to like make it profitable, make it sustainable, make it thrive, make it make money and have fun in it. There is a Facebook community where you can ask questions, get supported, share ideas, share stories, whatever you need. Every Thursday, usually, we have a 90-minute minimum hot seat style coaching session where you come, you can ask me anything, and we can talk about anything. And right now, every quarter, we're including momentum mastery, where you will, it's like a journal, there's affirmations, and it's like goal setting and reverse engineering how to create those goals and creating a plan of action so that you can hit the goals. And so over there, we are just creating sustainable 120K year months. So like I said, if we're going to make $10,000 a year, we're only charging $250 a month, or sorry, $10,000 a month, and it's only $250 a month. You should definitely get in there. It is well worth the investment. Lots of amazing people. And we're starting over there in just a couple of minutes. All right, my friends, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you all later. Not Thursday because I won't have power. But like maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I'll be back because Friday I'm going into town. Anyway, you'll see me. I love you. Have an amazing day.